Yeah, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in science temperature, but
it's like 10.
My feetsies are cold, Richard. My feetsies are cold.
I'm so sorry. Happy DocMas residents and welcome to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard and next to me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
This year, like each year prior, we will be releasing an episode every day for the 12 days leading up to Christmas. And for this episode, we are joined by comedian and host of the Goods from the Woods podcast. It's Rivers Langley.
Hello. What day am I, or do you know?
This is
Am I the Lords of Leapin? Can I please be the Lords of Leapin? That's always the most. That's always the most confusing one.
It's 9 ladies dancing. Is it 8 Lords of Leapin?
I don't know.
Or is it 11 Lords of Leapin?
Oh God,
that would alliteratively make more sense.
Much like the 12 Days of Christmas, this is also just full of birds.
It's a series of unwieldy birds.
I actually can't remember what the original one is because the version that I've been like reading to my child is like a Canadian one. So it's like 5 Stanley Cups. It's like that kind of shit.
Wow.
For all
that's hackier than I was going to do. My God.
4 doubles too.
It's kind of like that. Right? It's pretty.
I was gonna go with 12 Timbits, 11 hockey pucks, something like that. But boy, Stanley Cups that's perfect.
It's pretty much like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So now I've completely forgotten the legitimate song.
Also, didn't Florida win the Stanley Cup this year?
Listen, we don't know. Hey.
You know that synonymously cold and icy place where hockey's really, really that's where you get your legs.
The only solace that Canada as a country takes is that 51% of all players are Canadian. That's the only solace that we have for no matter who wins the cup.
Yeah, it's all you guys anyway. But yeah, just symbolically, that was very funny.
And there's Russians too.
Well, last year, this is, as I've stated many times, I follow 1.5 sports. So that being college football and professional wrestling. And so I didn't know what was going on when the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I was at an open mic in Los Feliz, right near where I live in Los Angeles that day. And I was wearing a T-shirt that had the logo for Stax Records, which was Otis Redding's record label and Isaac Hayes. I would call it a soul label, but in the context of what happened, I think this made sense. Basically, somebody came up and looked at me and was like, "Oh man, you like the Blues or something?" And I thought he was referring to the Stax Records T-shirt. I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking Booker T and the MGs, man. Isaac Hayes, I love Stax Records." And he was like, "What?" And then after a minute, and finally he was like, "No, the hockey team. They just won the Stanley Cup 2 minutes ago." I was like, "Oh, cool, man." All right.
No, I don't. Yeah, no.
But it was just such a funny coincidence. I was like, I just happen to be wearing the T-shirt of a arguably Blues label.
That's very funny.
That's fucking hysterical. I love that.
Yeah, I just happen to know that is it Tampa Bay won?
Won
the hockey trophy in the worst year ever, so that makes sense.
Wow. I mean, that adds up perfectly.
Yeah, do you know what? If there was a year for Florida to have it,
this is the one. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the Leafs or the fucking Canucks to get it this year.
You're right, but also I would kill everyone I've ever known and loved for the Leafs to win the Stanley Cup.
Except for me, though, right?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, Rivers, we talked about it before we were recording a bit, but what is your experience with DC in general? I know you're not a huge comic book guy or anything like that. But.
Yeah, well, so I watch every goddamn movie. Give it to me straight into the veins. I watch every comic book, fucking superhero, whatever, because they are ultimately, they're kind of escapism, right? You watch them, they happen to you. I think the big critique of Marvel, at least, is, people are like, oh, this is, all these movies are like a TV show. They're just building to the next thing. And if you just go into it with that mentality, like I'm watching a long ass TV show that's not going to have a real resolution at the end, it's just going to make me want to see the next episode.
Yeah.
If you just treat it like that, then they're fun. Who gives a shit? I mean, movies used to be serialized. That's what movies were when they started. So we're just getting back to that. So I'll watch those. But honestly, my favorite shit to watch is stuff. Zack Snyder beguiles me in a way that no other director really does, because I hate everything he's ever done. With a burning fucking passion. Like I hate watch all of his movies, and I sit there and laugh my ass off at them because they're all terrible. Like he's the Kings of Leon of directors.
Oh my God.
Well, because here's the thing. People will talk about Dawn of the Dead. They're like, oh, Dawn of the Dead is good. It's like, yeah, guess what? Kings of Leon's first record was good too, but I have gone back and retroactively hated that because of how shitty their output has been since that time. And it started with 300, which, the big, one of the big key scenes in the 300 is, because it's obviously like it's meant to be like a propaganda pro-Iraq war piece, and there's a scene where, the senator that I think is supposed to be Tom Daschle sexually assaults who I think is supposed to be Laura Bush. And from that moment on, even in like 2006 or whenever the hell that came out, I was like, this guy is sus as fuck. And since then, Man of Steel, hilarious. Batman versus Superman, one of the comedy experience of 2016. And shit, Man of Steel 2, when Kevin Costner gets sucked into a tornado and Superman does nothing to stop it, boy, I really could not laugh more. Aquaman was just the most relentless assault on my eyes of all time. And I know that's not Zack Snyder, that's Justin Lin, or not Justin Lin, Christ, the fucking Saw guy. James Wan, there we go, who I saw one time actually at Warner Brothers Studios.
Nice.
I work, in the before times, worked as a tour guide, and every once in a while, for some reason, people would want to go on the Warner Brothers studio tour in the middle of my City of LA tour. Yeah. And so for me, that rocked, because I would just drop them off at the front gates of Warner Brothers and be like, all right, just call my phone when you get done. And then I would just go watch Netflix on my phone for 3 hours. But on 2 different occasions, and I've since told my boss, I'm like, if they ask for this, please tell them no, respectfully. But on 2 different occasions, I had guests of my tour be like, hey, no, we want our tour guide to go on the Warner Brothers tour.
Oh, God.
And I'm just like,
why?
Well, why? Like they have guides there. I'm not going to be able to add additional information to this. I'm
not your friend. We're not doing this together. Like,
yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's just like I've seen, anyway. So, but one time they did the super duper fancy version, which is like 5 goddamn hours. At the end of it, I was ready to. I could have run Warner Brothers Studio at the end of that tour. I was ready. Like, give me the keys. I could be the president of this place. But part of it was you get to go eat lunch in the not the commissary, but like where the regular people eat, but like the kind of executive cafeteria. Right. And the big promise of this is like, oh, if you pay for the super duper tour, your lunch is going to be catered and it's going to be good. And also you might see stars inside this thing. And so we're sitting there and I'd just been listening this whole time because I'm, I don't get paid to give tours of fucking Warner Brothers. And so, and I'm just sitting there, and then the guide who'd been driving our bus around all day goes, hey, if everybody will look just behind my left shoulder, the Asian gentleman sitting at the head of the table is James Wan. He is the director of the Saw films and The Conjuring 2 or whatever. And while this is happening, this guide makes no mention of the fact that Jerry Springer is sitting at the table next to him.
Oh my God.
Like, he didn't mention it at all, and neither did I. So the whole time I'm just like, when's he going to mention fucking Jerry Springer? And he just did.
Wow. I hope that James Wan saw your Saw sketch.
Oh, he did, and he was very cool about it. Yes, he did. That was shit. I think Luke wrote the sketch. Yeah, he did see it when it came out and sent us like a tweet and was like, "Oh, this is very cool." Like
Holy
he
shit.
it.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
That's fucking
no, he's
probably
cool.
my favorite. Oh my god.
Yeah, so he's cool in my eyes, but like I said, my God, well, Aquaman, fucking, it's probably the best of the DC films. Maybe Wonder Woman.
Hey, like there you go.
Yeah, it's probably the best of all of them, but it is so stupid. Like it's so deeply fucking stupid that that I had a great time. Believe me, I have, anybody who's a member of our Patreon knows I have a very high tolerance for like dumb shit.
Furious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Same thing. So if hit me with the crazy shit. I love it as long as it's not boring, And that was the thing is like Aquaman. It didn't get boring necessarily in the way that Man of Steel got boring.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman did it. It was dark and humorless, and there was nothing like fun about it. And that is what kind of made it fun in a weird way.
Right.
I was like, it's so relentlessly dark that I was kind of like, I'm having sort of a good time just laughing at how, edgy this guy thinks he's being with this PG-13. And I've told the story before on my show, but I'll tell it again here. I was watching with my friend Biniam Bazuna, who's a very funny comedian. He's sitting next to me. The kid behind him is kicking. Oh shit. By the way, if you hear something in the background, that is a landline telephone at my parents' house.
Oh, wow.
Hey now. But there was a kid just like kicking the shit out of Biniam's chair. And finally he like turned around. He's like, "Hey man, stop," and the kid kind of quit. And then after a little bit, they were like, "Hey man." And we were seeing the regular version of Batman versus Superman. It wasn't anything special. It was just the 2D regular. That same kid who'd been kicking Biniam's chair, just after 2 hours into the movie, just goes, "Man, this movie ain't 3D." And we've been sitting there for 2 fucking hours. It was literally, and it was just enough because that happened, and then immediately after that was the Martha. There was that scene, and I lost it. Like I don't know what happened after they Martha'd each other. For I think I quit. By the time I quit laughing, Doomsday had already risen. I was like, "Wait, Doomsday's in this?" Because I would just had my eyes shut, just open mouth cackling at Martha, and the fact that they literally hit each other with the kitchen sink. I was like, "You are being so literal in this." But yeah. So anyway,
that's hilarious.
I fucks with DC.
Well,
I love that.
Some of our listeners sent in some questions, so why don't we get into it?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Facebook.
Going to the face and the book. Going to the Facebook.
And the first question comes from Adam Upper.
I hardly know her.
That's
Hey
right.
now, Stump Chunkman, what's up?
Step into the stump.
Stump Chunkman.
The 6 is in the house, baby. Did I do that right?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that was good.
Look
Nice.
at you. Are you Canadian? Where did that come from?
Hey man, I'm still he's trying to get a hold of the Taco Bell wine to do a taste test for our show. So shout out to Stump. He's a good guy.
Yeah, we love Adam. Adam asks, how do you feel about Bane's overarching story? Once being one of the baddest bads, or the biggest bads, broke his back and all of that, and it now seems like just another rogue.
Right. Bane breaks onto the scene and literally breaks Batman's back.
Yeah.
That's like the first time you see Bane in comics is a couple of issues lead up, and then he snaps Bruce Wayne in half.
What year was the Nightfall storyline? Do you have it?
93?
Yeah, so listen, if it's 93, Bane's Reign of Terror is what, 4 years? Because he gets immediately dumbified in Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Because Nightfall's like kind of a groundbreaking storyline, I suppose. And they obviously brought it, they tried to restore Bane as best they could in easily the worst Christopher Nolan movie ever made. But I haven't seen Tenet yet. I've heard that one's bad. But
I like Tenet.
Is it? I haven't.
I had to watch a YouTube video to explain it to me, but I enjoyed it.
That's what I heard. I've definitely heard everyone who's watched it has been like, yeah, I don't know what I just watched. I think I'm supposed to think it's good, but I haven't seen Interstellar either, so I take that back. Interstellar
gets less good the more you watch it.
Okay. Okay. Well, point is he tried to kind of bring Bane's dignity back in Dark Knight Rises, but it was out the window, man. I mean, as soon as he shows up with Uma Thurman in that fucking movie, it's like, all right, we're done here. Like
bomb.
Yeah. I believe the actor's name is Jeep Swinson.
What a name.
Great name.
And he, I want to say he's Scandinavian, and he wrestled briefly in WCW and was terrible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so that's
very funny.
That's the guy. That's the guy who was playing, and he's passed away now. So R.I.P. To a real one. But yeah. So that movie is garbage, dog shit. So I think as cool as Bane might have been, his reign of terror wasn't really that long. So I think anything at this point that you can kind of get out of him is probably a move in a positive direction. But
I think that's also kind of like what happens anytime you bring in like a big villain, though, too, right? It's the same thing with Doomsday after Death of Superman, right? You bring someone in, they do the unthinkable to your hero, and then every time you bring them back after that, it's like, well, they've already done the worst thing to you. So like Bane is still this, like, he's like a genius and a great tactician and all those kind of qualities that you sort of get out of Bane in Dark Knight Rises a little bit. He's all those things in the comics, still super strong in that. But I mean, every time Batman beats him, the threat does like diminish to the point where there's a panel in the Tom King run of Batman where Bane has, he's beating him up. Batman's on the ground, and Batman even says, like, every day people say, "This is the end of you, Batman. I finally beaten you, and I'm still goddamn here," or like whatever he says. And it's like, yeah, he's right. Like,
yeah. Well, the thing about Bane, especially in Dark Knight Rises, and it was when it came out. Even I was watching it, just like very confused by it. Which is, he is essentially, do you even lift Bernie Sanders in that movie? Like, that is like his politics, because he's essentially like an Occupy Wall Street guy.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was watching, I was like, yeah, he's right. Like he's using this like populist message as as sort of a Trojan horse for the League of Shadows to destroy Gotham and shit. But I'm like, yeah, it should be destroyed. Like, the Waynes are bad.
But Nolan's whole trilogy is kind of like, but aren't billionaires great? Because even in Batman Begins, how do you defeat the bad guy that like wants to tear down your stale society? Why don't we take out the free public transit that your parents built? Like, destroy the public transit that your parents built. Take back your company. It's like a very pro business kind of take on Batman.
Yeah, well, it's funny. When the Dark Knight came out, I had a discussion. I have you got to have those, what the kids call the problematic faves. And one of my good friends is a libertarian, which is American speak for a Republican that wants to smoke weed and doesn't believe in God.
Right.
And so, and we definitely had a discussion about that when it came out, where he was like, oh, Batman, glorifies police power and like, glorifies the state and stuff like that. And as far as like Dark Knight goes, the politics of it, I was just like, no, I think it's actually on your side. It glorifies a guy, a private citizen, using his wealth to, kick the shit out of like poor people and stuff. Like, that's kind of what it is. It's a good movie. Like, I want to say, before I say this, I've watched Dark Knight a bajillion times. Like, I'm not one of those people that thinks a movie has to have good politics, because there are plenty of movies with great politics that suck. And there's plenty of movies with terrible politics that are awesome. Like, I've watched Commando pretty much 5 times a year since I was fucking 10. Like, that movie, basically the plot of Commando is that Arnold Schwarzenegger helped to overthrow one leftist, Central American government, and now they want him to do it again. And he decides to do it, but just because his daughter got kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly.
He reluctantly performs a coup in Val Verde. See, I even know the fake country. But yeah, the point is with Dark Knight, I had that discussion with my friend, and I was like, no, I think it's more, kind of along your line of thinking as far as, libertarian shit. And then Dark Knight Rises comes out. I was like, oh no, he was right.
Well, in Dark Knight Rises, it literally ends with Batman and the cops charging.
Yes, yes. Oh my god, that fucking movie. If there has ever been an argument to just walk away from the table while you're ahead, Dark Knight Rises is probably the best argument.
It's the least of the issues with the movie, but the thing I always like bringing up is that not only does Batman somehow find a way back to America with no money and no like tech, but
and
he also
out of the city.
But he also gets back into the city somehow. And then he also spends like 15 hours painting a kerosene bat on a bridge.
Yes! No, I honestly think what happened with that is even more concerning, which is that his bat plane has a flamethrower on it. Right. And so he just hovered next to the bridge and squirted it without the lighter until it did that. Which is even more horrifying. It's like, why do you need a flamethrower on the front of your Batcopter? Anyway,
exactly. When does fire come into like use?
Fire from the sky.
Yeah,
yeah. Like a bat.
Yeah.
That movie, I have to watch it about every 5 years to make sure it's as stupid as I remember it. And every time I'm like, this is.
Well, he never wanted to make that movie. Like that was.
I think he wanted to make another movie, but he didn't want to make one without Heath Ledger.
Well, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it just
the story that I think always comes up is that the studio literally drove up money trucks to his house.
yeah. Backed up the Brinks truck.
Like that's a prime example of why you end up making a shit movie like that is because your heart's not in it.
Yeah.
And you just make a movie literally about capitalism. Yeah.
Right. Well, all I'll say about my last thought on Bane is that if they're gonna bring him back again, which fine, love good character.
Sure.
If they're gonna bring him back again, please make him a luchador, which is what he fucking is.
Yes.
Make him a pro wrestler, like a very smart. He's like he's like Kane or Mick Foley. He's one of them guys that they all say is real smart. Except he's
exactly.
Fucking lucha libre guy. Like, let's bring that in. That's the best part of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is like, that's the first thing you would do is get into show business with these powers.
Yeah, that's right.
Holden Staw's ready.
I want like the secretly soft Steve Austin version of him where he's like really into like craft breweries and like
stoic Steve Austin.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the version I want. I love fucking the way Steve Austin's aged. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's get to the next question.
Sure.
It comes from We've Only Just Dan who asks, what band or artist would you use for entrance music for each core Justice Leaguer? And I'm going to change this question, which is, what song, if each Justice League member was a wrestler?
Oh, this is easy.
What's each song for each member of the Justice League?
I mean, this is the perfect like goods from the woods kind of question.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate this question. Okay, so Superman's a douchebag. He's always been a douchebag. He absolutely has to have Headstrong by Trapped. That's the fucking because his whole meme is come at me, bro, right? Headstrong, I'll take you on. I'll take on anyone.
Oh man. That song is like definitely on like an NHL like game soundtrack because that's a whole era for me.
Batman's weird because he's a rich kid, but he's also like an emo guy, So you've got
to the Black Parade.
That's what I was. Honest to God, I was gonna say. I was like, so my I think it's called Helena. The what's the worst thing I could say? That's Batman. Batman. It's weird. I don't know how old y'all are. I'm 34, and I'm
33.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so maybe you're in this. I thought that we all agreed that band sucked, but come to find out, people like them a lot. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's this is what I'll say. Their very, very first album was actually like pretty heavy and it was great. The second one was like on the cusp, but still had some like decent ideas, and then it fucking just fell apart into the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen.
Here's what I'll say. I listened to it at the time because I was kind of emo-y.
Three Cheers had some interesting ideas.
But now I kind of listen to it and sort of dig it.
Oh no!
That's what happened. That's what happened with everybody in fucking LA. Like I never, if you want to tweet at me, I don't have much of an argument, so I can't really fight with you, but I will.
That's the most Rivers Langley thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's the Headstrong moment.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing to say, but I will fight you.
No, I the only thing of theirs I know is that song, that Helena song, which I saw. It was just a guy crying at a funeral.
Oh yeah, I gave up on that album. Fuck that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not interested in following this rabbit down the hole ever, and I didn't. And then cut to, you know, whatever it is, like 18 years later, I'm in LA and everybody's like, oh my God, I love MCR. I'm like, what? Why? What? What? That band sucks. So I don't know.
So funny.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not right, but I will fight with you.
Okay, so Batman gets some MCR.
Yeah.
What about what are we thinking for Wonder Woman?
Oh, Wonder Woman is easy. It's that song that Katy Perry did for Hillary Clinton. This is my fight song. That one. It's that. It's you know.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so sad for Wonder Woman.
I know.
It's you know, she's a girl power lady boss war criminal, so she's got to have an appropriate song.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Okay. What about
Flash?
What about the Flash? Fastest man alive.
Yeah. I don't know. The Flash just seems superfluous with Superman. Like they had that episode of the Superman animated series where they're having a race around the planets and you're like, why? This just illustrates that Flash is sort of unneeded here.
Yeah.
So,
if you could have a race that was close, that kind of makes the Flash less important.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
they were neck and neck, if I remember the cartoon correctly. That was like,
of course,
big.
In that version.
Yes. In the comics, it's no contest.
Yeah.
Flash is faster than Superman.
Flash is so much faster than Superman.
Oh, okay. See, this is why I should.
Superman can't.
I would argue that Flash is so fast that by the time you hit play on the entrance music, he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be funny to have him come out to something slow, like DJ Screw, or some like really like chopped and screwed rap song, like some late '90s Houston shit. Just
Oh hell yeah,
that'd be funny.
Something kind of slow.
I have a suggestion for this one, but it's just ripping it off from the movie. But I mean, Aquaman just comes out to Icky Thump, right?
Oh God! Oh, that movie, Jesus!
He just comes out drinking the whiskey and coming out to Icky Thump, right?
No, dude. I mean, listen, I'm saying this is the world's biggest Ween fan. Aquaman gets Ocean Man, dude. I mean, take it straight from SpongeBob. Fucking that's Aquaman. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Who else is in it? Is Cyborg? I don't know nothing about no Cyborg.
We could do Cyborg, or we could do Green Lantern.
Wait, no, I got Cyborg. Cyborg is a Sandstorm by Darude.
Yes. Yes.
You need something electronic for a man that's made of machinery.
And he shoots his own like laser show when he comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got the high. Yeah. You know,
love that. Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Oh man, Green Lantern. Trying to think. Maybe oh, what's a good song about green stuff? I don't know. The green. What's it got? A ring? Oh, fuck. Shit. There's that George Jones song. God, there's a song about there's a country song about a ring that is escaping me at the moment.
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire. There we go. That worked. Yeah, it's not that one, but yes, that works.
Perfect. Nice.
Yeah, I know country.
You're so smart.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
I've got a short list that I wrote in my head this morning when I was showering, so I just want to shout it out.
Yeah.
First of all, Batman is Bear versus Shark. Rich old people say fuck yeah, hey. Wonder Woman's The Bitch Is Back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Martian Manhunter is Starman with Bowie.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Martian Manhunter.
Although there is a character called Starman who was inspired by Starman by Bowie.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay. Martian Manhunter gets it. Green Lantern, Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Throwing some Dio in there.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, did they use Holy Diver in Aquaman? Because if not, what the fuck are you doing?
They should have.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
They should have.
I'm changing Aquaman to Holy Diver.
That's a good one.
Superman, I agree, is a douchebag. He's coming out to Sunday's Best by Surfaces.
Oh, he's not coming out to Superman's Dead by Our Lady Peace.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna say Superman is such an asshole that he should come out to Kryptonite by 3 Doors.
Oh my god,
like, that would actually be kind of fitting. Like, you know, he's like fucking beating his chest and shit.
I kind of feel like you just give Flash Queen's Flash song. I feel like
like the Flash Gordon song.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did that in the season 6 premiere of Flash.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like when he's like doing the big thing to wrap up the episode, that you hear the do 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 Flash do 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 do.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a perfect song.
Well, they can also do Queen Don't Stop Me Now.
Oh, yeah, even
That's a
better.
good one too,
There we go. My final one, Aquaman, comes out to WAP.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Even mine was WA.
It could be a wet ass penis.
I think that's weirder.
Wet Atlantis person. Please.
Oh my god. Oh, Rivers won. Yeah. That's you won the entire day. Holy shit. Do you have any final ones?
Oh god, I can't top any of this.
No, okay. All right, well then let's go to
Oh, hold on. What about Hawk? Isn't there a Hawk Girl situation?
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, that's it. The Trash Man. Well, now everybody's talking about the bird. Bird.
So demeaning. Everyone else gets these amazing songs. No, Superman comes out to "This Is How You Remind Me of Who I Really."
Yeah, there you go. Or I'm going to be a rock star.
Oh my god, there it is.
Oh god. Oh no.
Or shit. Yeah. I like your cape around your feet.
Green Arrow comes out to "Shot Through the Heart."
Well,
Hey, Green Arrow. My God.
Yeah, that's great. Holy shit. I think we solved it.
Yeah, that was great.
Someone out there has like WWE 2K20. Like, please make these. I just.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. If you do that, like, yeah, screen capture it. I want to see like Superman.
I'll send you
skinned over Kane or something. Like,
I'll send you a T-shirt if you make those. I specifically want the surfing bird for Hawk Girl. That is the funniest one to me.
I love the fucking Goods from the Woods one they made.
Oh, that was incredible. There's also a song actually from the Easy Rider soundtrack that would work too, by a hippie band called the Holy Modal Rounders, and the song is called "If You Want to Be a Bird," and it's just the two most stoned men on the planet going, "If you wanna be a bird, you got to learn."
I think that Superman is so like disconnected from like pop culture and things like that. He would come out to like "I Believe I Can Fly" and not understand why everybody's so mad.
Or just, I mean, let's this for the wrestling fans, cut to the chase and give him Roman Reigns theme song, man. That would be hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god! All right, let's move on.
All right,
we're leaving Facebook and heading on over to Twitter.
That's Twitter.
And the next question comes from Braydon. Yes, the donkey rises.
Such an insane name.
I fucking am so happy
to have on Twitter.
Who asks, if you could pick any of Batman's villains who you would reform into a hero, who would it be? Catwoman and Harley Quinn have already been done.
Yeah, I don't think he means like, who do we think we could reform? But I think he's saying like, narratively, who would you want to see turn hero?
Hey, and they turn Joker around too as well.
They're for a small period.
Yeah.
No, I thought the whole movie, all the way to the very end, the whole thing, all 180 minutes or whatever it was, he was a hero.
From the moment he jammed a pencil into that guy's eye to the...
Oh, no. I don't mean Dark Knight. I mean Todd, old school Joker.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like old school Joker, Jesus.
Like, oh, Christ, I can't remember Todd Old School's name.
Todd Phillips?
Yeah, Todd Phillips Joker. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a man of the people there, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's... So, no, the answer is obviously Killer Moth. You take the shittiest guy you like a guy who gets dunked on by Robin, I think, in one comic that I used to have. Like, you can't lose to Robin, you fucking idiot. But that puts you behind the 8 ball. That makes you a lovable loser. Then you bring it back. I
mean, I think there's a version of Killer Moth's story, or a version of the Batman world that you can make where Killer Moth is kind of already, in a sense, a sort of hero. If you take the Batman is a fascist cop thing to its extreme, then Killer Moth's whole thing was that villains would hire him to elaborately do a crime, and he would sort of go Batman style with gadgets and that, and he would do that so Batman would go after him so that they could do a crime somewhere else. He would he
was running interference.
Yeah, he would like draw fire basically.
Wow, like
So
a moth. Yeah.
if you go full on with the Batman is a fascist cop thing, then in a way, Killer Moth is like, I will direct his hate so you could go and freedom fight elsewhere or whatever.
Holy shit!
Killer Moth is that woman who like sat down naked in front of the cops in Portland.
Yeah,
like that picture from the summer. That's like you could make Killer Moth. I mean, he wouldn't have to get naked or nothing, but you could make him into that kind of character. Yeah,
that's funny.
Hey man, yeah, that's the one. Well, because like I said, I watch all the movies. I used to watch all the animated shows pretty religiously as the kid, Batman animated series, and then the Superman one, all that stuff, because that used to be what was on after school. And as far as comics goes, I never read a whole series. I've read like the trades,
issues and stuff,
graphic novels and shit where they put them all together. Like I read the two you're supposed to read. I did the Watchmen when I was 22, and I did the Dark Knight Rises the same year. I read those two. But as a kid, I literally would go into a comic book store. I love comic book stores, just because I like just flipping through and I just find something with a cool cover and buy it.
Yeah, and
it didn't matter that it had no connection to anything before or after. I'd just be like, cool, Batman, and I'd read it. And I do remember picking up an issue of, I think it was Robin Year One. Or something. Like I was just like, oh yeah, Batman and Robin. I got it. And that was the whole thing. It was like Killer Moth gets like fucked up by Robin in his first year when he's 12 or whatever. And I was like, God, this guy is a loser. My God. And so I've always had it in mind. I'm like, it's a hilarious concept to have a villain called Killer Moth, because that's not a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, caterpillars, those suck, but once they turn into moths, they're fine. So I always just found the concept of him hilarious, and I've always played with that idea of like, it would be funny to turn him into into a character. It's almost a little bit what they did, truthfully, in the Nolan verse with Scarecrow, where he was threatening in the first movie, and then he was kind of a joke side character. But if you actually followed that guy, who's just constantly getting dunked on by Batman, that's a funny idea.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, totally. Do you have one?
Yeah, I think I would go ManBat.
Yeah, I think there's lots of versions of ManBat that do kind of bring him back to good side. Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Yeah,
I just feel like it's such a tragic character that like really is only bad because it's so fucking like monstrous and confused and beastly. I think there's no reason for it to have to be a villain, except for that just is a reaction to its surroundings.
And you would like the sort of the most recent Justice League Dark run, because ManBat is part of the team.
Oh, that's amazing.
He comes in there. He's like a bat-shaped scientist that is like, hey, magic's kind of dope. Like,
oh wow, that's amazing. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
What about you?
I think it's Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
you got it. I mean, the Heart of Ice thing was great. It was revolutionary. It gave him all of a sudden like an empathetic backstory. But now we've been in it for like 20, almost 30 years, and it's like we got to get out from under the shadow of his cryogenically frozen wife. Like once you remove that, then it's like, what are you going to do with the rest of your life now, Victor? Like, fine, you kind of went villain to save her, but now you have. Can you maybe apply your abilities and your science and that to helping other people?
Yeah.
Does he go on like a crusade to like cure other diseases for people that do not affect his life?
Or they bring the wife back, but he's like, I'm going to be able to bring you back, but we're going to have to hook you up to like a mech, essentially. And
oh my God.
And then the mech goes like Age of Ultron and becomes evil. And then he has to fight his own wife.
Holy
you know what I mean? There's your story. You got to shut it down.
It's a perfect. It's a great pitch. They did a version of that where he once tried to bring her back with one of the like Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus pits, and she came back with the ability to raise the dead and kind of went crazy. And then Freeze
dead is better.
And Freeze was like, "Ghoul, my bad." Oh. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, let's go to the last question.
Let's do it.
We're leaving Twitter and heading over to Reddit,
where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
That's right, not even once. Last question comes from Dr. SSBM.
Okay.
It's going to be you later.
SOS PM.
Yeah.
Is that a supersized bowel movement?
I mean, I think so. That's literally what we're going to have after these nuggets.
Okay, gotcha.
Who asks very simply, is Aquaman still a U.S. citizen?
Right, because he's king of Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, technically,
not always, but like often. He's at least a citizen of Atlantis.
he was born and raised in America. But was he allowed to get his Atlantis citizenship?
This is a legitimate question that I've got for Rivers, because I remember growing up and being told, and this might just be like a myth, that the states wouldn't allow you to hold dual citizenship except with Canada.
No, there's people with dual citizenship with like Scotland. Steven Seagal, I think, is a dual citizen with Russia.
Oh yeah,
right. Okay. I don't know why, but that was a myth I was told. That was like, other than Canada, the states is like, no, you got to pick us. Like, there's no fence sitting. Like,
that does feel like a thing that they would do.
I think it's. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I've got friends who are dual Canadian and American citizens, but yeah, as far as I know, it might be restricted in some countries, but. I don't think you can be North Korean and American, but you know,
I don't think you can get to America if you're North Korean very often. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, as far as Aquaman goes, I mean, I don't know. He's the king of another country, I guess.
But he was born in Maine.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a. I mean, I don't know. He's Atlantan, because if we're going by like Winston Churchill, his mother was American. You know, that's but he's still obviously British. So. Yeah. I think if you're a dignitary, then you got to go whole hog. I think the people of Atlantis would look at you sideways if you didn't. I don't think you could be an effective ruler.
I mean, the way it is right now in the comics is both Aquaman and Mera have renounced the throne of Atlantis. Atlantis has become a democracy. It doesn't have a monarch anymore.
Oh wow!
And they have permanently moved to Amnesty Bay, Maine. So it's possible that he might have had to give up his American citizenship when he was king, but now he's like. Maybe, oh my God, are Aquaman and Mera illegal?
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's establishing residency. They're gonna drop an anchor baby.
I can't wait to see that episode of 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah. He won't even breathe air.
He won't clean his room.
Yeah.
Everything smells like fish.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think everybody would, you know, I don't think you couldn't be an effective ruler if people thought you had allegiances elsewhere.
I think that's a fair point. That's a good point.
All right. Well, that was the end of the question period, but we're not finished yet. We have a small game to play.
Yeah, let's do it.
Everyone's favorite game called Can You Guess the Name of the Character based on how someone who does not read comic books can describe that character to us. So, all you need to know is that I send a photo of a DC character to my wife. She does not read comic books, nor does she care for them. And she sends back 4 clues to describe them. And the doctor and our guest just have to figure out who she's talking about.
Right.
Ooh.
You can guess as many times as you want. You can wait for more clues. You can guess on every clue. I tend to go wrong and strong. But yeah, because she gives clues just based on an image she has no context for, the clues may or may not be helpful.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for your first clue?
Yes.
The tiniest mask ever. Probably stole it from a suntanning booth as well.
Tiny mask.
Fuck. Hugo Strange.
No.
Ooh, I like that. I like where you were going.
Good guess,
there.
though.
Tiny mask.
I'd call those goggles, but for the uninitiated, they would maybe think those little teeny tiny fucking goggles.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Fuck.
Suntanning mask. Is it Nightwing, perhaps?
Tiny mask.
Oh, no.
Or is it Robin? Or is it Robin?
It's Robin.
It's
which Robin we have to figure out.
Shit. Oh, God.
Tim Drake.
Yeah, it's Tim Drake.
Holy shit.
First guess.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
Her other clues were has daddy issues.
He didn't when he started as Robin, but then later Captain Boomerang killed his dad.
Yeah.
Because I think all of the Robins have daddy issues, beginning with the first one where the issue is he doesn't have one.
Exactly, yeah. Another clue was whiny little bitch.
Okay. From an image?
Yeah, there's text in the image.
Oh, okay.
Another clue is messy bedhead. I just woke up like this, and my parents are dead hair.
Wow.
I just don't, my thing with him is you're like, all right, you're going to start over. You're going to be you're your own man. What are you going to be? It's like, well, I'm not Robin anymore. Damn it. Like, okay, well, what are you? Red Robin.
Okay. I think even worse than that, and I think you'll appreciate this, is obviously his name is Tim Drake.
Yeah.
For a little bit in the comics, he was like, no, I need my own code name. It's not
duck.
Robin. It's not Red Robin. But I still want it to be bird themed.
Yeah.
How about a duck? I'll go by Drake.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh,
Just his last name.
But the fucking the albums he dropped were fire.
Yeah, he's back to being Robin again, though, I think.
Do y'all have the restaurant Red Robin up there?
Red Robin.
There's a Red Robin in Vancouver.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Richard,
Yeah.
anytime I ever see that where it's like, oh, it's Red Robin, you can't not hear
Not sing that.
Yeah, you just come on, get out of here. What were you thinking?
That's hilarious. Wow.
Holy shit.
Such a good guess.
Wow, I did not expect that. Jeez.
Well done.
Very, very good. All right, well, that is the end of this episode. Rivers, Langley, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and also thank you for my hat. I finally got my Yukon. Let me say this correctly. My toque.
There it is. That's a Yukon toque if I ever saw one.
It literally says Yukon. Yeah, no, it's great. I've been wearing it because I'm
glad you finally got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little chilly in Alabama, so it's to wear in the evening when it's 40 degrees or whatever that is in y'all's.
we kind of went up to like almost 40 degrees the other day, and I texted or I messaged Tess and I was like, man, we're having a warm snap right now. She's like, what's warm? And I like sent her the thing. She converted it to Fahrenheit and she was like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's so funny. Rivers, you are all over the internet. Please tell people where they can find you and listen to you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and you can check out my podcast, The Goods from the Woods. Now more than ever, I just got my unemployment extended, so The Goods from the Woods will be going fucking a lot for the foreseeable future. So that it's a show we used to do weekly episodes on a theme, on a topic. There's 290 plus episodes of that, and then as soon as Corona hit, we were all quarantined together, me and comedians Carter Glasscock and Sam Harder, as well as I live in an insane apartment complex in Los Angeles with a bajillion comedians. So, we have our neighbors on, everybody in our little bio bubble to talk about all the crazy shit that's going on. And we have now done, 109 or 110 episodes of that. We call those the Corona Diaries. So, but yeah, we'll do regular themed episodes again at some point, I'm sure. Dr. Pat, my co-host, who's now actually
in Canada.
Dual citizens, the Aquaman of our podcast, except his Atlantis is British Columbia. He actually pitched doing an episode about We Are the World.
Oh my God.
And so I think that's our next one. Pat's going to write it out, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of how Dan Aykroyd ended up there. So
my God, that's incredible. I love to see how The Goods from the Woods has evolved since like its initial inception and what it's become today. Oh, Gail.
Hey, I'm talking to Richard. Oh, she does
not care.
Yeah.
I like the Mystic Order. Goodbye.
That's my mom. But yeah, so you can check out all of those things. Look, I'm talking to Richard, Ma. Richard Eden.
There she is. Hi, Gail.
Richard.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Are you cold?
Yeah. So anyway, you can find all of those things anywhere you find the Dr. DC podcast. Just check out The Goods from the Woods. And also at some point, hopefully we'll be back doing commentary at the Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling. But in the meantime, you can also check out hours and hours and hours of me calling Bigfoots fighting giraffes and all kind. We have a guy named Cereal Man who's basically Hulk Hogan, but his head is a box of cereal.
Fucking Wrestling Pro Wrestling is rules.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we're at youtube.com/Wrestling Pro Wrestling. So check all those things out, and thank y'all for having me. I'm very excited to be the Lord of Leapin'. Hopefully.
Absolutely. And we would love to hear from you residents. You can reach out to us through our various social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, and Reddit. The doc phone is always open, so give us a phone call at 208-917-3238. Go to our website and give us 5-star reviews. Make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. And we have a whole other podcast all about the TV show Supernatural, where we rewatch every single episode. And we have an episode that comes out on Monday all about that. It's called Ghost Facers, a Supernatural rewatch.
That's right. Wow.
Boom.
Very nice.
Holy shit. I've got a second win right now. I feel like I could do at least one more.
We got to capitalize on it before the nugget coma sets in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Rivers, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Rivers.
Heroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of...
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.